Hey, you guys, just wanted to come on here and give you guys some picks for tonight's Thursday night football game. I also have an NHL play for tonight that's going to be correlated, and then I have two NFL picks for Sunday's games in the NFL. So first pick here is a sleeper fantasy pick. They're relatively new to the daily fantasy sports app genre. But this is my first play on Sleeper in this channel, and there's a reason for that I'll get to a little bit later. But first and foremost, this is the play for today. So we got Ezekiel Elliott, less than 13.9 fantasy points, Pat Fryermuth over 26.5 receiving yards, and then Miles Turner over 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So Ezekiel Elliott pretty much here, he's going to almost need some sort of touchdown to reach this total here of fantasy points. And actually him getting under these fantasy points is a better payout than him getting under a touchdown. So this is kind of why I did that here. For him to not get a touchdown and get this amount of fantasy points, I mean, he's going to need over like 130 plus yards and some catches and all that, which is going to be hard for him to do, especially against the Pittsburgh defense. I mean, I think he's a washed up running back. They have like no offense, the Patriots do. So I think this is a great line here to take this under. Fryermuth, I think this is a really low line for him. I mean, he's a great tight end. And then we got Mitchell Trubisky dishing out passes to him. I actually like Trubisky a little bit more than Pickett in the throwing game. And, like as a kind of backup quarterback or an inexperienced quarterback's going to come in, he's going to need a safety blanket like Fryermuth. And I mean, this is an extremely low line for Fryermuth. I mean, this is extremely low. Like this is 2 or 3 catches for Fryermuth, and he'll be able to hit this. I'm honestly expecting him to hit this in like the first half. And then Miles Turner, this is just a low line for him too with a decent payout. I got this on the Odds Jam Fantasy Optimizer, so just another pick here throwing this in. The reason why sleeper, and this is kind of the first sleeper play on this channel, I'm going to do more sleeper plays, but the big thing here is they're running this promo right now, this kind of winter promo. And right now they have some sort of like ticket system and some sort of giveaway with a payout, kind of a lottery, like yada yada. Are we really going to win this? Probably not. But the big thing here that a lot of people aren't going to catch is this $500 deposit match for new users, December 7th through December 10th. So this should be live today on December 7th, and this is free money. If you put $500 in, you'll get a free $500. You're literally going to be able to start your account with $1,000, and they're paying you $500, doubling your money for doing this in these 3 days. So normally I believe it's only $100 match, which is also good, but I mean, this is way more than that, $500, and you're getting a free $500 match with Sleeper, and you can start your Sleeper investing journey. So this is huge. I mean, definitely use this in the next 3 days. If you have any sort of consideration in Sleeper, I'll post a link in the pinned comment for Sleeper if you want to get started. Like I said, we have an NHL play here. This is going to be on PrizePicks, so our bread and butter, that's PrizePicks. For these NHL plays, I always like to start talking about the goalie. The goalie, 29.5 goalie saves, and this is a decently high line, but what we really want is we want not many shots on goal for this goalie. So we can see that we took Ottawa to not shoot that many and not score that many. So we have these players here, less than shots on goal. We have less than points, and then we have this goalie. So the less shots that they're taking at this goalie here, Joseph Woll, which is obviously going to play into these sort of plays, the less saves that he's going to have to make, right? Like that's obvious. If there's not that many shots on the goal, then he's not going to have to save that many of those shots. So that's why these are correlated here. We're hoping for not that many shots, maybe a low-scoring game, and Joseph Woll's not going to have to save that many shots. So that's why that's correlated here. This is an NHL play for tonight, so get that in. Again, use code RFF. I'll have it in the pinned comment. $100 and you'll get a $100 match, so you can start with $200. Obviously not as good as that sleeper promo I just talked about, but this is also a good promo that you should use. I put $40 to win $1,000, so these 6 out of 6 plays are 25x multiplier. If you're putting in 100 and getting that $200, starting with $200 because you get the match, I would just throw like $5 to $10 in each of these plays and try to build up from there. The next play is going to be Sunday NFL. We got the Colts and we got the Bengals, and then we got some of their receiving threats. So we got on the Bengals, we got Jamar Chase, obviously, we got T. Higgins, and then on the Colts, we got Alec Pierce and Michael Pittman. So something I talk about all the time, but if these two quarterbacks are going to go over in passing yards, if it's going to be a relatively like high passing game, something like that, then I mean these are two targets. Like Michael Pittman's is Gardner Minshew's number one target. If Minshew gets over 230 pass yards, then Michael Pittman's going to get around 73.5 of those yards, and then Alec Pierce should also get some catches. I think we saw him have a touchdown last week, which is cool. Same thing with Jake Browning. I mean, we saw last game, that was Monday night versus the Jags. He leaned on Jamar Chase so heavily. I think Jamar Chase had like 12 receptions that game. So I think Jamar should easily be able to hit 65.5, and then T. Higgins obviously super talented and should be able to hit over here too. So correlated again, if Minshew and Browning have some sort of a shootout or just do well passing. I think Browning had like over 300 passing yards last game. But if this is a high passing game, then these are the big targets for these games, so they should be able to get over receiving yards. Same thing, I would put one unit on that, whether that's $5 or $10 for you guys, or maybe you're a high roller and you can put $100 on something like this. But I put 40 on it to win 1,000. Next and last NFL play, and actually last pick of the day, is going to be this Lions Bears game. So same concept here. We want a relatively decent passing game for Fields. I mean, this is a low line. Like if Fields just has like maybe 2 good passing drives, then he should be able to hit over here. And then we got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Josh Reynolds on the Lions, have them over receiving yards, and then Mooney and Kmet over receiving yards for Justin Fields to throw to. So really low lines for these three here. I mean, this is probably like 2 to 3 catches for each of these guys to get over these receiving yards, and then Amon-Ra St. Brown is obviously the guy that Goff is going to lean on a lot. So same thing in theory here. If there's passing, maybe it's a shootout, high-scoring game, back-and-forth game. Should be a lot of passing between these two teams, and these receivers and tight end will get a lot of those, a lot of that work throughout the day. So again, use code RFF for Sleeper. I mean, this is an extremely good promo that they're running here for a $500 match. You can literally start with $1,000 and get a free $500, and then as always, use code RFF with PrizePicks and get a $100 match. So subscribe for daily videos, and thank you guys for watching.